What's up, boys? Cave Talk, episode 39. Today, I just wanted to talk about how there is no downside to trying to become rich. There is no downside to trying to do these sort of things. There's no downside to trying to achieve big things in life. Let me explain something. My worst case scenario is most people's best case scenario. I'll repeat that one more time. My worst case scenario is most people's best case scenario. And that is the best mindset you can have. Because if you truly believe that, like I genuinely do, if you put me on a lie detector test, that's exactly what I'll say. And the reason is because I'll give you a couple examples. So for example, I went to college, I did sport coaching development. So the people inside my course, their best case scenario is they become a personal trainer or they become a sports coach. I can already do that because I already got okay grades. You don't need the best in the world anyway, especially when you're starting. Or if you really need to, you can just get an apprenticeship and work a couple years until you build your way up. Cool. So that's their best case scenario. I can already do that anytime I want. Number two, okay, what about, like, for example, a nice job that I wanted to have? Let's say this whole online business thing doesn't work. And by the way, that is physically impossible. But let's say this whole thing doesn't work. Okay, cool. Well, it already is working, but I'm saying let's say it all flops. Okay, I'm doing a ski instructor course with one of my mates. Not because I want to be a ski instructor, because he does. And I thought, why not go to the French Alps for 5 weeks? I'll still have time to work. So I'm doing that this winter, so I could just be a ski instructor. The people who are doing that ski instructor course, the best case scenario for them is they become a ski instructor. I'll just have that as one of the backups. Literally, do you understand what I'm saying? One of the backups. Another thing. Oh yeah, but what about, like, let's say both those, okay, so I'm not even gonna say anything, but another backup scenario. Hairdresser. If worse comes to worse, I know I have connections. In fact, my barber's literally said that I can always go there. And if I really want to, I could easily get a job with him. And you earn okay money, actually. You'll be surprised. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's actually more than most 9-to-5 jobs. And you're working probably slightly less hours, and it's not hard work. You're literally sitting there cutting hair. In fact, I think that would be a cool part-time thing anyway. So that's another thing. But what about the people who want to become hairdressers? Their best case scenario is they become hairdressers. Right? Another thing. Like, there's so many things. You don't understand that if you work hard in your business, you're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out on anything. All the parties that you miss out, they're not special. They happen every single week. They happen every single day. Who cares? You're not missing out on anything. All the video games that you don't get to play, you're not actually missing. They don't. When they go to sleep, your friends, because I had friends like this, when they go to sleep at night after a day of spending on video games, completely wasted. Yeah, sure, they had a couple laughs. They go to bed empty because they know it doesn't feel good for you. After the age of about 13, if you're still playing video games, you're a complete loser. Like, I literally have friends right now, I'm 17, I have 18-year-old friends talking about video games. Today, I was behind this guy, and he was talking about how in Rocket League, which, by the way, the only reason I know that is because my cousin plays it, who's like 12 years old. He said in Rocket League, if he does, I can't remember what the words was, because I literally played this once in my life. He said, if you double dribble, if you dribble really fast, you can get a good double kick. This guy's 18 years old. A disgrace. Like, I looked at him in disgust. Like, I started speeding away. I started taking the wrong directions. I just want to get away from his energy. Why? You're an 18-year-old person talking about video games, talking about how if you double kick in flipping Rocket League, that you can get a good score. What? Are you joking? Like, this is a complete waste of time. So you're not, number one, you're not losing out on anything. And number two, even if worse comes to worse, you can still live an amazing life. You can still live a better life than everyone else. If worse comes to worse for me, I've got so many backups. I can become a ski instructor. I can become a hairdresser. I can become, I can do a personal trainer. I can be a sports coach. I can be a PE teacher in schools. I could be a, guy who teaches in college about sport coaching. I could go, in fact, there's actually quite a few extra things which are in my personal life as well, and a couple of things which I forgot about. For example, I got offered to do an apprenticeship for this football thing where you go to different countries and you help kids basically become better at football and sports and have better, like, hand-eye coordination. I could do that, right? Or if worse comes to worse, I could go work for CAFL or work for a charity, get a little bit of money, just like, even if it's minimum wage, I get to go to these amazing places. By the way, when I say amazing, I'm saying like extreme places, like I can go to Ethiopia. You know, I can try and help kids who are literally starving, or I can go to a different place and I can go and help those kids. Maybe I can go to the part of the UK which is really, really poor, where I grew up, for example. Kids who literally sometimes don't have food to eat. I can go and try and help them out. Like, there's so many options. This is what I don't think people understand, is they say, oh, I don't want to do a business, as if there's a downside. There is no downside. And on top of that, I forgot to mention, the upside, another upside, apart from the fact that you can do whatever they did even better than them, even if you're doing a business, is number two, you actually have more work experience. Imagine how cool it looks on your CV if you say, at the age of 17, you've made over $100,000 online. Imagine you say that. Right now, I'm not disclosing my exact income, that's an example. But let's say you sit there and you say, I've made $100,000 online. Like, do you understand how amazing that is? And even if we don't believe it, okay, cool, here's the bank statement. Like, do you understand that this CV is gonna outcompete? Yeah, outcompete all the other like guys who are just sitting there like, oh well, I went to university for 2 years. You went to university for 2 years. You're trying to become a sales manager, let's say. Exactly, that's another thing, sales manager. If you're in business, you learn core skills, sales, marketing, speaking. You could become a motivational speaker. You could be a life coach. I know many, many life coaches. In fact, I have a friend whose dad does life coaching. He's like 50 years old, his dad, or 55. And he pulls in, I'm not going to say the exact amount, but well over 50K a month. 50K, well, he's in France, so what would it be? Euros. Yeah, they have euros. Over 50K euros a month. Like an insanely good income. I think it's a lot more than that. He doesn't want to say the exact amount, but he's mentioned it's over that. And he does life coaching. Why? Because he ran his own business and he was good at communication, so he could help people. Right? The other things, okay, cool. Sales. You could become a door-to-door salesman. You could become a cold caller. You could become a sales manager. You could become a sales guy who goes around to different stores and helps them increase sales. Right? Or help small businesses increase sales. Right? On top of that, marketing. You can help businesses increase the traffic, their online businesses. You can help e-com stores get more traffic into their e-com stores. You can do so many things I don't think you understand. On top of that, what looks better on a sales? Let's say you're trying to become a sales manager at this big company, and they're looking at the CVs. Okay, this guy went to uni for 4 years. This guy went to uni for 4 years. This guy didn't go to uni. Oh wait, what does it say here? Oh, he made over $100,000 in online sales. Well, clearly you're going to choose that guy over the guy who just went to uni who has no experience in sales. So there is no downside. This is my point of this cave talk. I'm not going to make it too long, but you get the point. There is no downside. Become excited, because if worse comes to worst, if all of it goes down and if everything fails, you've got number one, loads of life experience. Number two, you've got a very, 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 very high income, valuable skills. And on top of that, why can't you just do a normal job like these guys anyway? Right? As long as you pass school. I mean, even if you didn't pass school, you could always redo the exams. But as long as you're not an idiot, you pass school, cool. Why can't you do the jobs they did? Like, there is no downside. That's what I want you to all understand. There is no downside. Like, even if you don't pull off this online business or you're trying at the moment, you're developing key skills. You're developing key work. You're developing an insane work ethic. And lastly, I want to leave a last point, which is that you don't need to worry about any of this. Because it's impossible. It's impossible to lose if you never quit. So you might be sitting here like, yeah, I know what he's saying, but I don't want to become a hairdresser. Yeah, I know what he's saying, but I don't want to do a normal job. You don't have to. You can build an online business that makes you thousands, if not tens of thousands, possibly even hundreds of thousands in the future, every single month, profit. You never have to work a 9 to 5 again. And that isn't something which is like a dream. No. This is guaranteed to happen if you keep on going. My mentor said success is guaranteed, speed is not. Success is guaranteed. In fact, I put it on my Instagram. I'll see if I can pull it up on my MacBook right now. Put it on my Instagram on a story. Yeah, here we go. I'll read it out. Just spoke to a man, because this is literally like an hour, or what does it say? 45 minutes ago. Just spoke to a mentor who has 2 Lambos, a Ferrari, and a Bentley. So he has like, what is it? I think 5 cars? 4 cars. I thought he had one more. Anyway, who cares? Just spoke to a mentor who has 2 Lambos, a Ferrari, and a Bentley. I asked him what's one piece of advice that he would give to a young guy trying to get rich. He answered with 5 words. Don't quit, just keep going. This is a true story. I'm not bullshitting. Like, I put it on my story because I thought, cool, that will help some people as well. And it was partly because I wanted to help the guys who I'm working with, who always like ask these cliche questions. But I also wanted to just know for myself, like, I'm trying to get rich. You know, you might think that, oh wow, he's be able to stay in the nicest villas, he's rich. No, I don't consider myself rich. Like, until I have a Lambo, I don't consider myself rich. So I'm doing all right for myself. I'm financially free, but I'm not rich. So anyway, I hope that helps as well. I know it's cliche advice. Like, I don't know if you guys were expecting some magical advice. It doesn't work like that. Business and these things, the things that sound cliche, are the most true. So keep on going, bro. You can achieve whatever you want, and if worse comes to worse, you can always do what they did. Like, you've actually got a massive advantage over them. And the key thing is you're developing your skills and a work ethic. That's the most important thing. You're developing a mindset, and with the right mindset, you can achieve whatever you want. But yeah, watch the banner. There's going to be a banner at the end of this video. DM me on Instagram, link in the description. Peace out, boys. See you in the next video.
On the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over.